Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Yashamati from Chicago. Once again, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning Japa session. I thank all of you for attending your this session and giving your valuable time and association. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Sri Caitanya Bhagavat. May I know who all have joined today this morning?
Hare Krishna, Yashmati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and your beautiful services to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dr. Karpagalli from Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari district, India. All glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, joining every day, every single time, and so many questions you do. Very nice, Mataji. All the way from India. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sudevi.
Hare Krishna Sudevi Beta, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much for joining every single day and beautiful chanting you do and you inspiring everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Balavinda. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Guru.
Hare Krishna Balgunanda Beta, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much for joining every day and beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Ji, Sumati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day, every single day, and beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devidasi from Atlanta.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasini Devidasi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day and beautiful services for Bhakti Sangha. Very nicely, very beautiful. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group. Before we start our session, I would like to read today's quote by Srila Prabhupada. When initiation is given, the spiritual master becomes the spiritual father, and the Gayatri Mantra becomes spiritual mother, and thus second birth takes place. Later to Hridayananda, July 6, 1971. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group again. Dear devotees, today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Radhika Vallabh Das Prabhuji on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda, chapter 2, verses 4 to 8. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. I now hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for arranging this Chaitanya Bhagavata class. I'll begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshvabhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Om Vishnupad Krishna Preshna Mutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Parchas Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are going to read from Chaitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda chapter 2 verse number 4 to 8. One second. Madhya Khanda chapter 2 is entitled The Lord's Manifestation at the House of Srivas, the Inauguration of Sankirtan. Text number 4. Parama Santoshe Sab Advaite Rastane Sabeka Hilena Yata Haila Darshane. In great satisfaction they went to Advaita and informed him of what they had seen. Text 5. Bhakti Yoga Prabhave Advaita Mahabala Avatari Yache Prabhu Janena Sakala. The most powerful Advaita immediately understood through the influence of his devotional service, the Lord has incarnated. Tatapi Advaita Tattva Bhujana Nayaya Seyikshane Prakashiya Takane Lukaya. Yet the truth of Advaita Acharya is difficult to understand because he sometimes reveals himself and sometimes he conceals himself. Purport. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 6th chapter, it is stated, Sri Advaita, who is a reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Advaita, for he is identical in all respects with the Lord. As he had formerly created all the universes, now he descended to introduce the path of bhakti. He delivered all the living beings by offering the gift of Krishna Bhakti. He explained the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of devotional service. Since he has no other occupation than to teach devotional service, his name is Advaita Acharya. He is the spiritual master of all the devotees and is the most revered personality in the world. By a combination of these two names, his name is Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya is the principal limb of the Supreme Lord. His truths, names, and attributes are all wonderful. He worshipped Krishna with tulasi leaves and water of the Ganges, and called for him in a loud voice. Thus Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared on earth, accompanied by his personal associates. It is through him, Advaita Acharya, that Lord Chaitanya spread the Sankirtan movement, and through him that he delivered the world. The glory and attributes of Advaita Acharya are unlimited. How can the insignificant living entities fathom them? Sri Advaita Acharya is a principal limb of Lord Chaitanya. Another limb of the Lord is Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Advaita Acharya considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his master, and he thinks of himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He forgets himself in the joy of that conception and teaches all living entities, you are all servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The glories of Sri Advaita Acharya are boundless, for his sincere vibrations brought about Lord Chaitanya's descent upon this earth. He liberated the universe by preaching Sankirtan. Thus the people of the world received the treasure of love of God through the mercy of Sri Advaita. Who can describe the unlimited glories of Advaita Acharya? I write here as much as I have known from great authorities. The truth and characteristics of Sri Advaita Prabhu are incomprehensible to ordinary mundane living entities. Although by his own sweet will, he sometimes reveals his own transcendental glories, he sometimes conceals his transcendental glories. Alabandaru Yamunacharya has written in his Stotra Ratna as follows. O my Lord, everything within material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover such characteristics by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. Shuniya Advaita Bada Harisha Haila Parama Avishtaha Kahite Lagila. When Advaita Acharya heard this news, he became fully absorbed and began to speak as follows. Mora Ajikara Katashuna Bai Saba Nishite Dekilu Nami Kichu Anubhava. Oh brothers, please hear me. Last night I saw something in a dream. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading this Caitanya Bhagavata, second chapter. We are reading the section where Caitanya Mahaprabhu, after his return from Bangladesh, after meeting Ishwarapuri, he got Diksha from Ishwarapuri, and then he returned to Navadvip. He started manifesting his pastimes as the devotee of Krishna. And in the Navadvip, all the devotees were always desiring that Nimai should become a devotee of Krishna. And then when they saw that Nimai has become a devotee, they came and informed Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya starts narrating a dream, which will be discussed in the subsequent classes. So today we will discuss something briefly about Advaita Acharya, because when Advaita Acharya heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becoming a devotee, he became extremely happy, and and he declared that the Lord has incarnated. He understood that the Lord has incarnated. So in this particular verse, in the 6th verse, Vrindavan Das Thakur says that the truth of Advaita Acharya is difficult to understand because he sometimes conceals himself and sometimes he reveals himself. Advaita Acharya. Advaita means he is identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, therefore he is called Advaita. And he is called Acharya because he describes Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from the point of view of pure devotional service. He explains Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam to everyone. So therefore he is called as Acharya. And the combined name is Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya, there are many stories related to him. So Advaita Acharya's prayers are the one of the external reason for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent in this world. There are 3 external reasons for Mahaprabhu's appearance. One is the prayers of Advaita Acharya, another is the to propagate the Yuga Dharma for the sage, and third is the declaration where Krishna mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that in every millennium I appear to establish Dharma, and to eradicate adharma, to protect the sadhus and to annihilate the miscreants. To fulfill the declaration, the Lord appears. So Advaita Acharya, in the Navadvip, we see that 500 years back in the Navadvip, it's not that people were deeply in the Tamoguna. People were pious, but they were just absorbed only in pious rituals, but they did not take any interest in the devotional service to Krishna. So oftentimes we may take pity on people who are indulging in sinful activities. Somebody who is addicted to some wine or different sinful activities, it is easy to be compassionate upon them. But even to feel compassion towards the pious people, the pious people who are not in Tamoguna, who are not in Rajoga, who are not in the gross modes of who are not performing gross sinful activities, who are performing all the dharmic activities in a very religious manner, but not taking interest in the parodharma. To take actually pity on them, that requires a very that is even more difficult. So Advaita Acharya was he was actually taking pity on them. For example, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse in the 11th canto where Narada Muni speaks. This complete verse. This is in the 11th canto, chapter 5. Ye kaivalyam asamprapta, ye chatitarcha mudatam, traivargika akshanika atmanam gatayantite. 11.5.16. So in this world, there are people who are not into the gross modes of ignorance, but who are interested only in the three vargas, dharma, artha, and kama. They don't perform adharma, but they are only busy in dharma, artha, and kama. And when we call them for satsanga, but they will say that we don't have any time for it. Traivargika, akshanika. Akshanika means they don't have even a kshana for engaging in, for taking part in satsanga. And such people who are not in the modes of ignorance, but who are only busy in three varga, such people, they are killing their own souls. Atmanam gatayantite. They are committing suicide. So Advaita Acharya was taking pity on such people. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse because Advaita Acharya is a combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva. So in the 4th canto, in the Daksha Yajna section, after Lord Shiva punishes Daksha, actually the Lord Shiva's followers, they kill Daksha and they destroy the sacrificial arena of Daksha Prajapati. So at that time, the Devatas headed by Brahma go to pacify Lord Shiva. And when they go to meet Lord Shiva, there is a verse in which there's a description of Lord Shiva. Tam Brahma Nirvana Samadhi Mashritam Vipashritam Girisham Yoga Kaksham Salokapala Munayo Manunam Adyam Manum Pranjalaya Pranemuhu. So, Sa Lokapala Munayo, all the sages and the Devatas, Lokapala and Munaya, all the sages and the Devatas, headed by Indra, Pranemuhu, they offered the respectful obeisances unto Lord Shiva with Pranjalayaha, with the folded hands. And Lord Shiva was dressed in saffron garments. And he was absorbed in trance. Yoga Kaksham. Tam Brahma Nirvana Samadhi Mashritam. He was in the state of Samadhi. And in this way, he appeared to be the foremost of all the sages. Manunam Adyam. So this particular word I want to highlight. Manunam Adyam. So usually the word Manu refers to the 14 Manus actually. So here the Manum here refers to thinker. In fact, Manava means Manava refers to a human being. So Manava comes from the root dhatu Man. Man means to think. So that's why the human beings are supposed to be thought-oriented species. They are supposed to be thinkers. Oftentimes when the human beings, when they don't think, when they simply act based on the instincts, then they degrade to the level of the animals. So human being is called as a manava. The root dhatu is I think man vicharane or something like that. I have to exactly check, but it has a root dhatu. It comes from the root dhatu of to think. So Manunam Adyam, Lord Shiva is called as the chief among all the thinkers. The chief among all the thinkers. So this is an important word that so what is this quality of Lord Shiva being the chief among all the thinkers? So Srila Prabhupada says that he is the foremost of all thinkers because Lord Shiva is always thinking about how to deliver the people in Tamoguna from their fallen condition of life. How to elevate them, how to make them Krishna Bhaktas, how to give them devotional service. Lord Shiva is thinking about that. Therefore, he is called as the foremost of all the thinkers, Manunam Adyam. And the same Lord Shiva, when he appeared as Advaita Acharya, he is exhibiting the same quality of Manunam Adyam. He is thinking, how can the people in the Navadvip be delivered? He is feeling compassionate upon them. And therefore, he appealed to Krishna to appear as Lord Caitanya to deliver the illusioned souls. So, Prabhupada, the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is talking about that in the purport. And Advaita Acharya, another point about Advaita Acharya is that we know the famous story of Advaita Acharya meeting Haridas Thakur. And Advaita Acharya arranged for Haridas Thakur to live in a suitable cave in Fulia, because he understood that Haridas Thakur likes to immerse himself in the chanting of the holy names. So understanding his particular mindset, Advaita Acharya arranged a suitable accommodation. He arranged a suitable cave for Haridas Thakur. And then Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, they would chant together. They would perform Sankirtan together. And the combined Sankirtan of Haridas Thakur and Advaita Acharya, that only attracted Krishna to descend as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like in the Krishna Leela, in the 10th canto beginning, we see that the Brahma goes along with Lord Shiva and the Devatas to the shore of the milk ocean. And then the Brahma starts praying. So why Brahma goes along with all the Devatas? Because Brahma understands that the combined Sankirtan is more powerful than individual prayer. Therefore, he performs Sankirtan along with all the Devatas. And that attracted Krishna to descend. Similarly, here, the combined Sankirtan of Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, that attracted Mahaprabhu to descend. This also we can see. And another thing we can see, the character of Advaita Acharya, how he focused on the essence. Advaita Acharya, when he was performing the Shraddha, so during that time when the Vedic culture was very prominent, Shraddha is a very important function in the house, especially for a Brahmana. And you have to offer the first Shraddha Patra to one of the senior most Brahmanas. But Advaita Acharya, he actually performed a revolution by offering the first Shraddha Patra to Haridas Thakur. So, in that way, Advaita Acharya gave the highest respect to Haridas Thakur. So in the Garuda Puran, it is said that Brahmananam Sahasrebhya Satrayaji Vishishyate Satrayaji Sahasrebhya Sarva Vedanta Paragaha Sarva Vedanta Vitkotya Vishnu Bhakto Vishishyate Vaishnavanam Sahasrebhyo Ekantyeko Vishishyate. So out of thousands of Brahmanas, Satrayaji, one may be qualified to perform sacrifices. So to perform a sacrifice, there was one devote some years back. There was some traditional Madhya Sampradaya Brahmanas. They came to perform, I think, some deity installation in Govardhan Eco Village. So at that time, now the leaders, Gauranga Prabhu, he took one of the local brahmachari, and then he told that those Madhva Brahmanas, you please make this particular devotee like yourself, expert in performing the yagyas, because this devotee service is to perform yagya. So then those Madhva Brahmanas, what they replied was that, okay, send this person to us, and for 12 years, and then we will make him, we will train him like us. So they said that he has to stay with us for 12 years. So to get completely trained in performing a sacrifice, it requires such training actually. So therefore it is said that out of thousands of Brahmanas, one is qualified to perform sacrifices. And Satrayaji Sahasrebhya Sarva Vedanta Paragaha. Out of many thousands of such qualified Brahmanas who are expert in the sacrificial offerings, one Brahmana may have passed beyond all the Vedic knowledge. Sarva Vedanta Paragaha. Paragaha means Parkarna. He has passed beyond all the Vedic knowledge. And Sarva Vedanta Vitkotya Vishnu Bhakto Vishishyate. And he is considered the best among all those Brahmanas. And yet out of those such Brahmanas who have surpassed the Vedic knowledge, one person may be a Vishnu Bhakta. And he is the most famous. And out of many thousands of such Vaishnavas, one who is completely fixed in the service of Krishna, Ekanti Eko Vishishyate, is most famous. In this way, Advaita Acharya quoted the shloka from Garuda Puran. And then he said, therefore, Haridas Thakur deserves the highest worship. Therefore, he offers the first Shraddha Patra to Haridas Thakur. So we see in the Caitanya Shikshamrita, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaks about different levels of respect. So the first level of respect is called as Naramatrera Maryada, respect to the human beings. Basically, basic humanitarian respect, actually. Few weeks back, I had gone to Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. It was a very good experience. But on the day of the Rath Yatra, morning we went to see the Pahandi. So almost for 5 hours or something, we were standing there, some 4 hours or something. And it was quite hot and humid. And then after seeing the Pahandi, there was a room which was booked. We thought we came to the room just to take a break for some 4 or 5 hours, because later, and then we thought of joining the Rath Yatra later. So we came to the room, and the room was booked for 3 days actually. it's a high charge also. But that person, he allowed 5 persons to the room, but 1 person he didn't allow. And that too giving an illogical reason. Oh, this person's name is not there, something. Although the amount was paid and we were not using even any extra facility, not even there was no AC room, or AC is also not there. And this person was, he was not exhibiting some basic human sense, actually. We were not expecting that give some high respect, but sometimes it appeared that he was not exhibiting certain basic human sense. Of course, we cannot say something about the Dhamvasis. Dhamvasis are glorious. And when we go to the Holy Dham, how much ever we make arrangements, we get our own purification in the Holy Dham. How much ever we are prepared, make all the plans, but still we get some purification. But it's all according to our karma. But of course, other devotees were saying that sometimes people lack basic human sense. So the first level of respect is respect as a human being. The second level of respect is respect to those people who are civilized among the human beings. That means civilized means maybe those who are within the Varnashram system. And the third level of respect is Raja Maryada, or somebody who is in a particular position as a king, respecting that such a person. That is the third level of respect. And the fourth level of respect is Vidya Maryada, respecting the learned people. And the fifth level of respect is respect those people with good qualities. Sadguna Maryada. And the sixth level of respect is respect according to the Varnas. That means Brahmanas are given higher respect compared to the other Varnas. There is a sixth level of respect. Seventh level of respect is respect according to the ashrama. That means the sannyasis are given the highest respect for their practical renunciation. And then the highest level, the eighth level of respect is the respect according to the devotion, Bhakti Maryada. So Chaitanya Shikshamrita Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that this respect according to the devotion that supersedes all the other previous levels of respect. Because when we see Haridas Thakur was he was neither a sannyasi nor a brahmana. He was born in a Malaysia family, and so he cannot come under the category of, in one sense, from birth-wise, he does not have any position. He is not within the Varnashram system, and so he neither a brahmana nor a sannyasi. But then he is given the highest respect because of his one-pointed devotion. So Advaita Acharya, in that way, he is teaching us how one should focus on the essence. And Advaita Acharya, something more about Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, and when Madhavendra Puri came to Shantipur, Advaita Acharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. And Advaita Acharya, one interesting point in connection with Srila Prabhupada is that Prabhupada once was telling that when he was young, he was acting in a drama. And to act in the drama, they practiced for about 1 year, just for one performance. And it was a very serious drama. And Prabhupada was given the role of Advaita Acharya. And Prabhupada was a small boy at that time. And he was given the role of Advaita Acharya to be crying to Lord Chaitanya to deliver all the fallen souls of the Kali Yuga. So Prabhupada acted in the role of Advaita Acharya. So in that sense, there is a close connection because Prabhupada's whole life would be to fulfill that same mission of Advaita Acharya. Maybe the Lord actually arranged for Prabhupada to play that role of Advaita Acharya in that drama. It was a great coincidence because in the future, Prabhupada was going to fulfill the very mission of Advaita Acharya, that is to propagate the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. So, yes, few pastimes related to Advaita Acharya. Advaita, when after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always showing respect to Advaita Acharya. Because Advaita Acharya was very much elderly. I think when Advaita Acharya was something like 48 years old at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. So Advaita Acharya was very elderly, so Mahaprabhu would always show respect to Advaita Acharya. But Advaita Acharya, he was not happy because he wanted to be recognized as a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he devised a means. Once he started actually speaking the Mayavad philosophy. And then some devotees came and reported to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Advaita Acharya is speaking the Mayavad philosophy. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Advaita Acharya's house and Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started beating Advaita Acharya. He started questioning Advaita Acharya, and Advaita Acharya continued to speak Mayavad philosophy. And then Mahaprabhu became so angry and he started beating Advaita Acharya. So at that time, Advaita Acharya became so ecstatic. He became so happy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted me. That is why he's punishing me. He has accepted me as a subordinate. That's why he's punishing me. So here we see Advaita Acharya is so deeply rooted in the servitude to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that just to be accepted as a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to the extent of actually when preaching Mayavad. It cannot be imitated, but this pastime shows the deep mood of servitude imbibed by Advaita Acharya. So we see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela one unique thing is that whether it is Advaita Acharya or Nityananda Prabhu, all of them, whether it's Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, or Veerabhadra, the son of Nityananda Prabhu, all of them actually exhibit the mood of servitude of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu, Nityananda Prabhu is Veerabhadra, is Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So all of them exhibit the mood of servitude to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And another point about Advaita Acharya. Once when Advaita Acharya was in Jagannath Puri, Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani, they invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to their home for lunch prasadam. So usually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would bring some sannyasis and senior devotees along with him. So there was a maybe crowd of devotees along with Mahaprabhu. Whenever Mahaprabhu would go to take prasadam. And all of them would want to take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's remnants. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he would be in the company of other devotees, he would not so much, he would not eat a lot in the company of all these sannyasis. So Advaita Acharya, he was praying in his heart. If the Lord comes along with all the sannyasis, he will not eat so much. And we will not be able to serve him nicely. And we also will not get many remnants of Mahaprabhu. Because he would be with all the other devotees and swamis, he would eat less, and the other devotees would take the remnants. So Advaita Acharya was praying that if only Mahaprabhu comes alone, then we can serve him properly. So with that thought, Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani were cooking. So along with Mahaprabhu, everyone wanted to come, but on that occasion, just at the time when everyone was supposed to leave from the respective places, but other devotees were coming from their respective places to come to Advaita Acharya's house, Mahaprabhu was coming from Gambhira. Just about when they were about to leave, there was a torrential rainstorm. So practically the whole city was at a standstill. Nobody could even possibly get out of their house. But from Gambhira, where Mahaprabhu was staying, from that place to Advaita Acharya's house, there was an absolutely dry path. The rain was coming all around it, but not on the path between the two houses. So Mahaprabhu came alone, and nobody else could possibly come along with Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya was very happy. Sita Thakurani was very happy, and they served him more and more. And Lord Caitanya became so happy, and he ate large quantities of prasadam. So every time half a bowl was empty, in a bowl would be only half, Advaita Acharya immediately would fill that again and again. And then Lord Caitanya, so that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can eat more and more. In that way, we can see Advaita Acharya's service attitude. So Advaita Acharya said that I prayed to Indra. So after that, after feeding Mahaprasad after feeding Prasad to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya started glorifying Indra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked that, why are you offering prayers in glorification of Indra? He said, Mahaprabhu said, I know why. Because you prayed to Indra for these storms so that nobody could come for lunch with me today. So Advaita Acharya said that I prayed to Indra, I am glorifying Indra. Because of him sending these rains, I could serve you so nicely and get so many of your remnants. So Mahaprabhu said in response to Advaita Acharya, it is not Indra. It is you. You have only ordered me to come to this world. As Lord Shiva, when you give your order, the entire world is destroyed. When you call, the Supreme Lord from the spiritual world has to descend to incarnate in this world. It is because you ordered Indra that he has sent these rains. In this way, Mahaprabhu was glorifying Advaita Acharya. So here we see that Advaita Acharya is so glorious that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to be the servant of Advaita. The Advaita Acharya is so glorious that even his glory is that Advaita Acharya wants to be the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya said that if anyone worships me without understanding that you are my Supreme Lord, then I will abandon that person. So this statement is a very significant statement, especially during those times in Bengal. Because after Advaita Acharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from this world, during their time, 3 of Advaita Acharya's sons were great devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So 3 of them worshipped Advaita as a Supreme Lord, but did not recognize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the master of Advaita Acharya. And because of that, Advaita Acharya rejected 3 sons. But the other 3 sons, they worshipped Advaita Acharya, understanding the mood of Advaita Acharya's servitude to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya accepted only those 3 sons. But the other three sons who did not accept Advaita Acharya's mood of servitude to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were rejected by Advaita Acharya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to teach that no one could come to him without serving his servants. And Advaita Acharya wanted to teach them that no one could come to him without serving his master. So because this was the nature of their love. Mahaprabhu wanted to teach that nobody could come to him without serving his servants, like Advaita Acharya. But Advaita Acharya wanted to teach that nobody could come to him, nobody could get his mercy without serving his master, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, we see these are a few pastimes related to Advaita Acharya. And just like because of the prayers of Advaita Acharya, the Lord descended. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also disappeared from this world after Advaita Acharya's statement. Once Advaita Acharya sent a message to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through some devotee. That message was a little, it was not a very obvious message. It was a very secret message. That message said that now there are no more people who want to buy rice in the market. There is no demand for the rice. Like that, Advaita Acharya sent a message. So Mahaprabhu saw that, Mahaprabhu could understand that, okay, the purpose for which Advaita Acharya called me into this world to perform, to propagate the Yuga Dharma, to deliver the people, that purpose has been accomplished. Therefore, Advaita Acharya sent the message that now there are no more buyers for the rice in the market. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that this is the time for my disappearance from this world. And then he disappeared from this world. So Advaita Acharya's role is very crucial. So I'll stop here. If anybody wants to share anything.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances always to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Gauranga. Prabhuji, very, very wonderful class, and you just explain about the pastime of Advaita Acharya with Haridas Thakur and with Mahaprabhu. It was so nice, and how Advaita Acharya tells us too that how one should focus on the essence. What is the main thing? We have to just do that thing. So it is very nice, and so many things you from Bhagavatam you quoted. So it's very, very nice to understand everything and how one should do the bhakti and what is the mood of service attitude by Advaita Acharya's thing. He was thinking to Mahaprabhu accept him, but so how down he could go. So we should do like that. We should think when we have to think that our Guru Maharaj accept us, we should do that thing, and then we should please our Guru Maharaj. So that's very, very nice thing to understand and to learn. So devotee, if they have anything question or realization. Prabhuji, you have time?
Oh, yes. Yes, Mata.
Hare Krishna, Yashwati Mataji, can I?
Yes, Mata.
Sure.
Preeti Vilasini Mataji, go ahead Mataji, after that I can ask.
Oh, no, thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the very, very nice class. And it was actually an interesting revelation. Even was speaking about how Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur when now had to was the first headed the Brahma who had our influence.
Your sound is little not properly audible actually.
And yeah, so that was a very interesting fact, Prabhu. So giving that insight. And the other thing that I really liked is how you were talking about Srila Prabhupada's drama that he performed for 1 year, and essentially that's what he did for the spreading of Lord Chaitanya's movement in this world. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very good class as always. Grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad pranams, Prabhuji. Very nice class, Prabhuji, first of all. So, very nice pastimes of Advaita Acharya you mentioned. And as Mataji told, Prabhupada acting the drama, on which means like you were saying that he was small boy, right? Was it in the school? Was it in the school days?
I don't know which age actually. It could be school days or college days.
Okay.
The age is I am not aware actually.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. And one more thing is you were saying Advaita Acharya rejected 3 sons and accepted 3 sons. So that means that he was having 6 sons totally, or
6 sons. Yes, 6 sons.
okay. And so the 3 sons who rejected, how why they did not get what Advaita Acharya was thinking, because they were full in association with Advaita Acharya, right? So why they had to reject, means like why they didn't accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mode of Advaita Acharya? Just elaborate on that. And other 3 sons controversially they accepted. So why it's like that?
Yeah, sometimes we do see the scriptures also. Sometimes a person may be very intimately connected with a pure devotee or with the Supreme Lord also. But despite being intimately connected through bodily relation, but because of various reasons, it could be some bad association, or it could be because of committing some aparad, and by misusing one's free will. For example, Varahadev and Bhumi Devi's son, that is Narakasur, is the son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because of associating with Banasur, he became a demon, despite being the son of the Supreme Lord. So the reasons are not, at least I don't remember why those 3 sons of Advaita Acharya became like that. But so the reasons can be one of these reasons. It could be wrong association, or some Vaishnava aparad, or misuse of the free will. So, for example, in Krishna, the Yadu dynasty, some of the Yadus, they became proud. And Krishna has appeared in our dynasty, and therefore, because of that, they also became proud, and then they started mistreating others. So in the Bhagavatam 10th canto, the King Driga story, at the end of the King Driga story, Krishna instructs the Yadukumaras about respecting the Brahmanas. Because in the King Driga story, because of the displeasure of one Brahmana, the King Driga became a lizard. So after that whole story, Krishna instructs the Yadukumaras about the respecting the Brahmanas. But still we see the Yadukumaras, they did not take that instruction very seriously. That is why they joked with the Brahmanas. They dressed Samba in the dress as a woman, as a pregnant lady, and then they tried to make fun of the Brahmanas, the sages. Can you please tell, will this Samba, will she give birth to a boy or a girl? So sometimes one may become proud because of one's connection with the Supreme Lord, or because of one's connection with the Supreme People. So These are some thoughts I can share.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I really like your classes. You give references from the scriptures for easy understanding also. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Sivakumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhu, I have a general question, Prabhu, not specific to today's class. Can I ask, Prabhu?
Yes.
So, Prabhu, when we talk about the activities of devotional service, Prabhu, this is something that I have myself, Prabhu. I mean, it may not be appropriate question. Just pardon me if it's not appropriate. Any activity that we do in the material world, Prabhu, how is that possible that it has to be done without any personal motivation, Prabhu? So to reach that state is what I was thinking. If I have to give an example, Prabhu, when I think about this, right? I mean, I am just contemplating on how I kind of interact with others, especially before I came into Krishna consciousness, after I came in, and even after studying the scriptures and trying to follow and all that. So when I kind of contemplate my own behavior or change in character through this sadhana itself, of course, I mean, I'm still in very early stage that there is a lot of influence of personal motivations. Even outwardly, it looks like I'm trying to kind of share Krishna Bhakti with others, or try to do Anartha Nivritti when I interact with others. After all this, I still see a strong influence of personal motivation. So when I was thinking about it, Prabhu, one example that always pops up in my mind, that if we have to do a jewel using gold, it has to be added with some amount of copper or some amount of other metal to create an ornament. So that I don't know why that example always comes up in my mind. So does it mean that there has to be some personal motivation for me to do any act in this world? How does that then compare to our acharyas or the pure devotees who do devotional service without any tinge of personal motivation is what the question that I have.
Yeah, I think your question is a very honest question, is coming out of some honest introspection. I think many of us are, many of us are in the same situation, but we don't introspect seriously. But you are honestly introspecting and then telling that, that you seem to have many personal motivations and doing different services. So at least even I would say that you want to come up with such a question that shows that we are being aware of certain, say, the personal motivational thoughts, and for that we can be thankful to Krishna. We are being first we can be thankful to Krishna, and then I think we can pray to Krishna in due course. Like Bhagavatam says that akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena ejeta purusham param. Even if a person is having certain different other desires, if a person performs intense devotional service, well, it will be gradually purified. And this is one thought which comes. Another point is so when it comes to, say, different relationships in this world, there is some expectation. For example, say in a marriage or within the family, there's some expectation from the father or the mother or the husband or the sister. Some expectation is there. So the scriptures tell that at least the one relationship in which there should not be any expectation is in our relationship with Krishna. Just like Prahlad Maharaj tells to Narasimhadev that the only relation I want to have with you is that I am your eternal servant and you are my eternal master. I don't want any other material transaction between me and you. So today I was just discussing with one devotee in the morning, just speaking with one devotee after a long time I met him. So that devotee was sharing, this devotee's name is Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. So he was telling that the COVID, he started started this online classes, online japa. They have very strict rules in their japa, this one. Everyone has to sit there for 16 rounds. But he said that people from all over the world, they are chanting that strict rules of japa. And then he told those devotees that I don't want any monetary interaction between me and you. Don't give any dakshina or something like that. He was very clear, damn clear about that. So he said, when I made it very clear, so then I could see that the relation between me and those devotees, it became very heartfelt and very genuine, because they could understand that I am doing only as a service. And then I also started and then he said that he also started getting very genuine reciprocation without any motivation. When he removed that monetary part, so whatever interaction we are having, there should not be any money involved in that. Then he said that the relationship became more intimate and very heartfelt, and from that he is able to experience greater affection from the devotees. So just sharing that, I just wanted to share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Deepika Keni Mataji has written a comment. In the olden days, teachers never charged students. Jayananda Gaura Prabhu. I am part of the Japa groups in July 22. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Because
is there anybody else to say, or devotees, you have question? Anyone have more? If no, then thank you very much, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga. And thank you very much, Prabhuji, for today's class. It was very nice. I just got the devotion is the main essence. So we should do all the way from our heart that total devotion to our Lord Mahaprabhu. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for enlightening class today. And we are very, very grateful to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. We look forward to your association again in future. If nobody have any question, and if your permission is there, then can we end the call?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Thank you, Yashomati Mataji. Thank you, Preeti Vilasini Mataji, for engaging me in small service. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। His Grace Radhika Vallabh Das Prabhu ji ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much,
Class
Prabhuji.
in my
Hare
fast times. Hare Krishna. Very grateful to you, Prabhu.
Hi. Gauranga.
Gauranga Nityananda.
Thank you, all dear devotees. We are ending the call here. Thank you for your continued
So much.
See you again tomorrow at the same time, and we will have